Last time Uncle Roger reviewed Food War, it's the weirdest show. It started out as normal cooking show, then suddenly become OnlyFans. Hiya. Apparently the food's so good, restaurant turned into strip club, which is every restaurant owner dream, including mine. Today, we're gonna look at Food War again because this time they're making fried rice.
The theme is combining the world's 5 great cuisines into one dish. Alright, guess that's what I gotta do then.
Always so dramatic, anime.
Narrowed your menu.
Relax, it's just cooking.
I'm expanding it all over the place.
Say what?
Starting now, I'm going to make one dish from all 5 of the great cuisines.
If you don't know, the world's 5 great cuisine is North, South, East, and West Malaysian cuisine. And maybe Italian.
So I'll be making 5 totally different things. Then at the end, I'll mash them all together into a single dish. That's how I plan on doing things.
Too much talking. This anime writer need to learn show, don't tell.
You're just setting yourself up to fail.
This is a challenge that can't be met unless you approach it in a way no one else would.
Listen. Just because no one else do something before, don't mean it's good, okay? I'm pretty sure before Jamie Oliver, nobody put chili jam in fried rice before.
Each of the 5 worldly cuisines is different, with unique ingredients and methods.
It say over here the 5 great cuisine is French, Chinese, Turkish, Indian, and Italian. What the hell? Where Malaysia? This anime bullshit!
With unique ingredients and methods, it is utterly impossible to combine them all after the fact.
Not to mention, it's difficult enough just to make one dish with.
Why this guy look like that?
Oh, Soma.
Hiya, what's she wearing? What? Just few seconds into video and then suddenly tits. Hiya, Uncle Roger trying to run family-friendly channel.
So this is where you've been, Erina.
Grandfather.
They either dress like prostitute or they dress like schoolgirl.
Beans.
Why?
I still believe in the power of diligence and study.
That's how Uncle Roger chop vegetable in my restaurant also. End up stabbing 3 workers.
There's more than French.
He's made Italian broth.
And gathered together a variety of Chinese seasonings.
He's also prepared lamb meat. It's in a Turkish style.
And the bold spices used in Indian food. It's the world's 5 great cuisines, being prepared at the exact same time. He's charging ahead.
Yeah, we know.
Got my
This
work.
show a bit repetitive.
Juggling so much at once means one wrong move, and the whole thing comes crashing down. Kinda reminds me of back then.
See, classic anime. For every 1 minute of action, there's 15 minutes of internal monologue. These people, so much on their mind. But let's look at ingredient. Red fish, mussel, tomato, carrot, bok choy, green bean, chili, spices, butter. And that look like pork belly. I think he trying to braise it.
And the whole thing comes crashing down. Kinda reminds me of back then. Yeah. Don't gotta tell me twice, Master Shinomiya. Get your ass in gear, Soma Yukihira. Your future self a few seconds from now is counting on you. Come on, this is it. Do
Sure, okay, sure.
the of your life.
That nice tossing, but he too much thinking. Just so much internal monologue. Just focus on cooking. Is this what ADHD feel like? One moment you focus on cooking, next moment, this video sponsored by Boksu.
What exactly did you make?
Let's see.
I'm glad that somebody finally asked. The answer is fried rice.
Did that kid seriously just throw everything in one pan and fry it all up?
Hey, treat fried rice with respect. It's one of Uncle Roger's passion, okay? Can you believe this yellow mustache pedophile looking guy talking shit about fried rice?
Grief. I don't even know where to start. Think back. When the dishes first came out, the judges didn't even glance at yours because of the lack of aroma. My dish is superior in every conceivable way.
Just eat the food.
Was fried rice...
It's so slow, this show.
What's up with this fried rice? Something's off.
You're a judge, so you have to at least take one bite. I don't want to. Eat it! Huh?
What the hell's this?
Just one bite caused that reaction.
How you get footage of customer eating at my restaurant?
Pork meat has a robust flavor that spreads throughout the mouth. I know this. He chopped up the Chinese dish dongpo pork and added it to the rice.
Dongpo pork is Chinese braised pork belly, braised in soy sauce, sugar, Shaoxing wine. It's very fatty, buttery. You bite into it, melt into your mouth, sweet, savory, everything, delicious. So chopping this delicious thing, put into fried rice, nice. That's good idea for you. And of course, this dish halal, don't worry.
I used sparkling water to get the meat tender, to make sure I could braise the dish in the allotted time given.
Sparkling water technique that actually worked. Uncle Guga have experiment about this. But pork belly already so fatty, so soft. Uncle Roger think don't need to tenderize it more.
My mouth is dancing. He also added chunks of poached fish from an Italian dish. Acqua pazza!
Acqua pazza is old school traditional Italian dish. It's fish cooked in light tomato-based broth. Because it poached, the fish moist and tender. This dish very homey. It tastes good, but it very gentle flavor. Uncle Roger think the dongpo pork gonna overpower this fish.
Acqua pazza!
And the Indian dish, poriel. He took diced string beans and shredded coconut, then fried them with red chilies and some mustard seed.
Okay, poriel, it's just any vegetable fried in some light Indian spices. It's just vegetable. It's just green bean with some spice. Not sure how much it adding to the fried rice.
Don't forget the French mirepoix. The sweet, wide variety of vegetables just seem to fizzle and pop inside the mouth.
Mirepoix just carrot, celery, onion. It not gonna taste like much. Your fried rice just too much vegetable now. And we all know vegetable tastes like sad.
But above all else, the prime factor that makes this dish so superbly delicious is the rice itself.
Okay, but it's just fried rice.
It gives the impression of...
Just fried rice. Everybody saying, oh, it's just fried rice. That's the main criticism Uncle Roger get from my restaurant. It's just fried rice. Listen, okay, niece and nephew. Dish with simple ingredient. Actually hardest to make.
It gives the impression of fried rice, but it's not.
Oh?
The rice was first lightly fried in butter and then steamed in a salty broth, which ends up making it more like the Turkish dish known as a pilaf.
Pilaf, okay, I guess it add little bit extra flavor to rice. But be careful, because usually pilaf rice, they use long grain rice. And long grain rice texture, not correct for fried rice. It's too loose. But even worse, sometimes pilaf, they use also. Ugh. Also, it's just pasta pretending to be rice. Every time Uncle Roger see it, I want to go also. Just be yourself.
He didn't fry it in oil afterwards. Everything comes together despite the wide array of ingredients. That's why we simply can't stop stuffing our faces.
What I can't figure out is how each and every grain of rice kept its full shape. I would expect something steamed in broth to be more...
Yeah, that's how fried rice works.
Because I steamed it in a clay pot.
What?
Clay pots warm up very slowly, but retain heat effectively once at their peak temperature. It is ideal because cooking rice evenly, while also holding a steady temperature, allows the chef to steam away excess water.
What?
Clay pot is ideal because allows the chef to steam away excess water.
Any pot allow you to steam out excess water. Hiya. This show start to bullshitting now. Who writing this show? ChatGPT, is it? Benefit of clay pot is you can cook rice and all the ingredients together. The soy sauce, the meat, the ginger, the garlic, everything can come in there and flavor the rice. And also bottom of clay pot, you're gonna have crispy rice. But if you're just gonna make fried rice like this, don't need to use clay pot. Just use regular rice cooker. Hiya, don't need to be fancy. This Japanese show, just use soji rushi.
He used a Turkish pilaf for the base, then added the tender Chinese dongpo pork and the seafood from the Italian acqua pazza, along with the spicy Indian poriel, and finally the French mirepoix.
This is an ultra-fried rice that combines all of those dishes into one!
Yeah, and it's gonna taste terrible.
He took a risky walk across a dangerous tightrope. Each dish clashes intensely with the others, but he...
Yeah, of course it's gonna clash. It's just too many things at once. Imagine the soy sauce mixed with the butter, mixed with the olive oil, mixed with Indian spice. Of course it's gonna clash. It's gonna taste terrible. And why stop there? Why not add more shit to it? Why not add pizza, add taco, add ramen to your fried rice? Go! Hiya, you can't just combine all this random shit. Sometimes some segregation is a good thing, okay?
Asahi created his dish like a protagonist who uses the skills of the chefs as his allies. His style...
Just so much talking again, hiya.
Soma Yukihira just cast all of the flavors into the flames of war.
Fuck your flame of war? It's just bad fried rice.
Head honcho has it under control. Hey, Bookmaster, Care to try
Bookmaster
too? You never know. It might be some
Oh, she's the head food critic.
cuisine you're searching for.
So be it then.
Are you sure, Miss Mana?
Well, it's only fitting. I tried his rival's dish.
At least she's wearing normal clothing. Head food critic cannot dress like prostitute schoolgirl.
Ladies and gentlemen, please wait a moment.
Bring me a bucket as well.
A bucket?
Preparations must be made in the event that this dish doesn't meet my standards.
So if you don't like food, you're gonna spit in bucket. That a bit rude? Where are your manners?
Something about this feels strange.
There's gonna be some bullshit again. Just watch.
What on earth? Such a savory smell.
See?
Caught me so off guard. It's bursting forth and invading my mouth, my nose, and even my mind.
I knew it. Something wasn't right from the start. He used an abundance of spice, butter, and soy sauce whenever he made that fried rice. Yet it hardly exuded any sort of smell.
What?
The secret is the unorthodox egg mayonnaise that I added to the dish.
What?
Mayonnaise, a big staple in the French bistro world.
It's a nearly hard-boiled egg that's garnished with vegetables and homemade mayonnaise.
Soma Yukihira used a super soft boiled egg.
It's just egg and mayonnaise.
Blended it
Relax.
with mayonnaise to create
Egg and mayonnaise, okay for fried rice. It's very Japanese style. Japanese people use QP mayo for the fried rice. You know, that little baby brand? That Uncle Roger's favorite baby of all time. I trust that baby more than I trust my own kid.
covered each grain of rice after steaming, chopping the aroma inside. It only worked because he fried it very quickly at high temperatures, constantly flipping it.
She's just describing how you make every plate of fried rice ever. They just add fancy anime effect and music, make it sound epic.
An exceedingly thin egg veil that can't be noticed at first glance. It's basically a tiny version of omelet rice. After you put a bite of this fried rice in your mouth, the coating disappears and unleashes a raging flood. A flood of every aroma and flavor in the dish all at once.
Yep, this dish keeps its real punch hidden when served. Then it overwhelms the customer the moment they take a bite. Unscented fried rice.
What? I don't know. What is this bullshit?
Blended it with the mayonnaise to create an egg wash, which then covered each grain of rice, chopping the aroma inside.
Unscented fried rice.
You think egg can trap smell inside, prevent smell from going out? That's not how smell works. Egg cannot stop smell. If you don't believe me, niece and nephew, next time you go take shit, instead of flushing, just throw a couple egg in there. See if you can still smell shit or not.
It's basically a tiny version of omelet rice.
And what with the tiny version of omelet rice? Bullshit, hiya. It's just egg and rice. Don't try to overhype it. Just because you're combining egg and rice, don't mean you're making omelet rice, hiya.
A certain chef once taught me that method. My mother. I actually learned it from watching her screw a dish up.
Order up! Here's your fried rice!
Is today gonna be a winner or a flop? It's a bomb!
Whoopsie me!
This fried rice is so burnt on the outside, the color makes it look like a bowling ball!
She way overcooked the thing!
But the rice in the middle is actually tasty. That's a pretty crazy fried rice.
The first dish that my mother ever...
All the customer complaining, talking shit about your mom fried rice, and all you do is sitting there and go...
The first dish that my mother ever taught me to cook was fried rice. Asahi Saiba, you've definitely got impressive kitchen tools, and I'm sure you can create any flavor you want. But there's one taste you don't know, that I'm actually very familiar with. The taste of failure. And that...
How this show gets so cheesy? Uncle Roger actually prefer when this show is just weird sexual thing. I thought this show horny, not corny. Hiya.
That's rich. Chefs who don't have any talent say the most outrageous things. The taste of failure? Of course I don't know it! And who the hell cares? It's bullshit!
Uncle Roger actually agree with the bad guy. The whole thing bullshit. Uncle Roger agree with you?
so great, I'm beyond the need for tricks, Soma!
Is that sound the endowing pulse?
What happening? What? Again? This show... Uncle just so upset I have to put my leg down from chair. Why are their clothes flying away? Ugh. What happening? This fried rice not even good? You're just taking your clothes off for what? What is this show? It like if culinary class war meet Pornhub. I mean, I guess this dish, a cool dish on paper. Oh, you're combining so many different techniques, so many different ingredients. But in reality, it's not gonna work. Too many flavor going on. The Dongbo pork doing the heavy lifting for flavor of this dish. So just make fried rice with that, chop that up, whack it in your fried rice, delicious. Don't waste your effort adding all this random thing in there.